Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday night. I'm Jerika Duncan in for Norah. Tonight, authorities say the suspect in the mass shooting of an Independence Day parade in Highland Park, Illinois, confessed during a police questioning. And we're now learning that Robert Crimo III drove to Madison, Wisconsin, where he contemplated another attack. CBS News obtained this picture of one of the weapons allegedly found in the car the suspect was driving. And there are new details tonight about how police were able to apprehend the alleged gunman. He's being held right now without bond. The state's attorney says it's likely he will face dozens of other charges. A seventh victim today was identified, a 69-year-old who attended the parade with his family. Those killed range in age from 35 to 88 years old. We have a lot of news to get to tonight, and CBS's Kris Van Cleave and Adriana Diaz are both in Highland Park. We'll start off tonight with Kris, who has more on how what happened could have been a lot worse. Good evening, Kris.
Jerika, we're learning a lot more about the investigation and the manhunt. There were really two big breaks in this case. One came from a Good Samaritan who spotted the suspect's car and not only called police, but then followed that vehicle until officers were on scene.
The 21-year-old suspected in the Highland Park 4th of July parade shooting showed no emotion during his virtual court appearance.
There was quite a bit of pre-planning that went into it, and he was quite motivated to carry out the attack.
Highland Park Police Chief Lou Jogman and ATF agent in charge for Chicago, Kristen DiTenio, speaking exclusively to CBS News.
He indiscriminately fired at the crowd of people and, struck people at random.
Investigators say Robert Crimo III fired 83 rounds, stopping to reload his rifle, similar to this one seen here, twice.
My instant thought was this person could potentially get away and not be held accountable for this. And that concern stayed with me throughout the first couple of hours because we had such a poor description, not a good trail.
Was finding the gun and that trace information the key to identifying the suspect?
Absolutely, 100%, no doubt about it. That absolutely set this investigation on a totally different trajectory.
Police say the suspect dropped the gun near the scene as he escaped, disguised in women's clothing.
In this case, we knew the make, the model, the serial number, and then we went through with the tracing process directly to the manufacturer. What FFL, what licensee did you send this to? We spoke to the licensee. Who did you sell it to?
And when heard the name and officers recognized the name, I knew we were onto something.
During the frantic 8-hour manhunt, police now say Crimo stopped to see an acquaintance and drove 2.5 hours to Madison, Wisconsin. In the car with him, this gun and approximately 60 rounds of ammunition. When he spotted another parade, he allegedly considered another shooting.
Do we know why he decided not to attack that parade?
No, we don't know that.
As awful as it was, this could have been a double tragedy.
Yeah, there's no question about it.
Are you any closer to a motive, a why?
I don't know that we're going to get a why from him. We really don't have any better understanding today than we did when we first started talking to him about the why in particular.
Police say the suspect confessed to the shooting that killed 7 and wounded 38 others. But despite 2 encounters with police in 2019 involving threats of violence to himself or family members and a series of troubling social media posts, his parents' attorney says they saw no warning signs.
To them, he was just their son. He was a little bit eccentric. He was into music. He was into art. But to them, he was just their son. And there weren't really any red flags.
Prosecutors say they expect to add dozens of more charges, basically 1 criminal charge for every round fired. But we should also note the suspect passed 4 separate background checks in the process of buying his 5 firearms legally. Jerika?
Kris Van Cleave with that excellent reporting tonight. Thank you.